Hello students, today we are going to discuss class 7 science chapter 2 nutrition in animals part 4. In the previous video we have studied about mastication, mouth, how to swallow the food, and after that teeth and types of teeth. In this video we are going to discuss about tongue. What role does tongue play, especially while eating? Passing through the esophagus, windpipe, how do food passes through the windpipe, how digestion occurs in our stomach, digestion and absorption in the small intestine, absorption in the large intestine, transport and assimilation of digested food, nutrition in ruminants, the four stomach of ruminants, rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. Before starting this video, I would like to say you something, that if you have not seen part 3 or part 2 or part 1, you can go to my channel, just open my YouTube channel. After opening my YouTube channel, what you can do, you can just search your class video. As for example, class 7 video you want to search. So just see in the videos, it's written very clearly, class 7 science chapter 2 or chapter 1, it's written very clearly. Whatever the chapter you have not understood, go through that chapters, watch that videos again and try to make the exercise of your chapters. I hope all of you can make your chapters very nicely without any hesitation. You can ask your doubts to me, either it is the previous chapter or this chapter. In the comment box section you can ask me doubts. And one more thing, if you have not liked my video, then please like it, subscribe it and share with your friends. So let's start, students. Our first topic is tongue. Can you tell me what is tongue? Tongue is an organ that helps us to taste the food, right? Tongue is an organ that helps us to taste the food. We use taste buds on the surface of the tongue, of the different between sweet, bitter, salty and so. In our tongue there are 4 parts. That 4 parts divide these tastes and gives us information that this food material is sweet, sour, salty, or last one is bitter. So these 4 tastes, if anybody will ask you in which part this contains, so you can divide in the, first of all, upside means front side of the tongue, back side of the tongue, right side and left side of the tongue. So if anybody will ask you what do the front side do, what do the back side do, left side or right side tongue do. So remember, dear students, the tongue is a muscular organ that is mixed with saliva. It also helps us to roll the chewing food into a ball or bolus, which is pushed towards the back of the mouth where it is swallowed. See, these are all the 4 parts. Not only that much, tongue also helps us to give saliva, and after giving saliva it mixes the food and it makes bolus, that is called ball of the food. You know, when that food is being swallowed inside our mouth, so it first makes ball. So this was our first topic about the tongue. Now second is passing through the esophagus. This windpipe is also known as esophagus. When a food is swallowed, when we are eating the food, when the food is being swallowed, a flap called epiglottis, here you will see this pipe is called epiglottis, prevent the food from entering the windpipe and choking the person. You know, it does not block whenever the food is passing through our esophagus. So in this epiglottis is a flat and it does not choke the food. It allows the food through the windpipe and from entering and windpipe choking the person. It does not means block the windpipe. Remember that thing. It does not block the windpipe. The swallowed food enters a long muscular pipe organ called esophagus. If anybody will ask you what is esophagus, then in one word you can see the swallowed food. The swallowed food enters a long muscular pipe-like structure called, or a pipe-like organ called esophagus, that connects the stomach to the mouth. That esophagus connect the stomach and mouth. So that's why this windpipe is very necessary to pass the food. And The swallowed food travels to the stomach because of a wave-like motion in the walls of the esophagus called peristalsis. If anybody will ask you how this esophagus is taking food inside the body, means inside the stomach. So they are having a wall-like structure that is called peristalsis. In this wall-like structure, after making the bolus of the food, this through that or this swallow very fastly in a motion that bolus of the food through that pipe that is called peristalsis, and through that peristalsis it enters to the stomach. Now third point is digestion in stomach. What do stomach play around? Stomach is a muscular organ that is found in the upper left side of the abdomen. If anybody asks you where is the stomach found in the body, then you can just answer stomach is found in upper left side of the abdomen. Upper left side of the abdomen, this side, upper left side of the abdomen. The swallowed food stays the stomach for around 4 hours. If anybody will ask you that, sir, within how many hours the food is being digested? So whatever the food we are eating, after swallowing the food, it remains in our stomach for 4 hours. How many hours? 4 hours. So the walls of the stomach secrete the digestive juices, acid and mucus. First of all, remember, in the stomach there are walls. Whatever we are eating, it swallowed through the esophagus, it reached to the stomach. Now stomach walls are secreting the juice, acid and the simplest means mucus substances from our food. Now the digestive juices digest proteins in the food to the surplus. Means first of all, whatever we are eating, it must be digested. Now proteins, what do protein do? It makes to the simpler. First of all, after as it enters into the stomach, now the digestive juices make it into the simpler substances. Whatever the bacteria are present, acid kill that bacteria, and germs that are present in swallowed food, means whatever the food is there in that food. When we'll go in the 8th standard, there will be a second chapter in science called microorganism. In that chapter we'll study about the microbes which are entering to our body. So whenever any acid containing food, if any microbes have been entered through the room, so now this stomach wall will kill that bacteria, kill that germs, and after killing the bacteria and germs, now it will let the food to be swallowed, and the small enzymes, it helps us to digest the food and carry out that function. Next one is the mucus coat the walls of the stomach and prevent it from being digested by the digestive juices. Yeah. So mucus also helps in our food. Whenever any food is not being 100% digested, so that time this mucus coats the wall of the stomach and it prevents us from being digested by the digestive juices. The walls of the stomach also contract and relax. Thus helps us to mix the digestive juices with the food. The food is made into the semi-solid called chyme, which is then passed to the small intestine. First of all, what happens when now digestion process has been 100% complete in our body? So now this food will convert into the small solid material called chyme, and this chyme will now be sent to the small intestine. So now the next point is digestion and absorption in the small intestine. Now how the process will occur in the small intestine? The small intestine, a narrow, long coiled tube. It is around 7 meters long. Remember, if anybody will ask you what is the length of small intestine in our body, you can just answer around 7 meters long. It is below the lower abdomen. Means here small intestine is here. Now greater part of the digestion and absorption take place in the small intestine. Means the main role after the digestion is of small intestine, because the wall of the small intestine secrete the digestive juices, and the liver secrete bile while it stores into the gallbladder. Bile which is stored in the gallbladder is released into the small intestine when it is needed. Pancreatic juices are secreted by the pancreas into the small intestine. Bile breaks down fat into the tiny droplets which can be easily acted by the digestive juices. The digestive juices secreted by the walls of the small intestine break down fats into the simpler substances that can be absorbed, and the pancreatic juices break down starch into the simple sugar, proteins and fats into the simple substances. The small intestine also plays an important role in our body, especially in the absorption of digested food and bloodstream. The inner wall of the small intestine have numerous projections called villi. Singular is villus. The digested food enters the blood vessel in the villi through the thin wall. See, remember, dear student, how means what is the role of small intestine? If anybody will ask you, then remember the small intestine after digestion of food. It is not very simple that the food has been digested, so it will go to each and every part of the body. The small intestine plays an important role. First of all, the small intestine secrete the digestive juices in our body. After secreting the digestive juices, it secretes in the bile and it stores into the gallbladder. These are the food, means yesterday I described you about this bile and gallbladder, and this bile release the food to the small intestine, and after it goes to the pancreatic, because whenever it's required then only it goes. We are having a small villi like structure. This villi especially break down the food very easily into the digestive juices. As the digested food had entered into the small intestine, now it can break down very easily. So the digestive juices can be secreted by the walls of the small intestine, and slowly all the pancreatic juices breaks down the food and it makes very simple, and through our body this small intestine digests 100% food, it absorbs and it assimilates. Now the next topic is about absorption in the large intestine. If you want to write this topic in your notebook, then you can write. I hope all of you have written in your notebook. Now our next topic is about absorption in the large intestine. As we have seen, our small intestine is 7 meters long, but in comparison to small intestine, you may be thinking that large intestine should be more. No, it is less than small intestine. So the large intestine is broader and shorter than the small intestine. It is around only 1.5 meter long. What is the length of large intestine? 1.5 meter long. So the main function of the large intestine is to absorb water from the digested food. It also absorbs some vitamins and minerals. The undigested food and the waste is stored for a while in the rectum and sent out of the body through the anus. The process is called defecation. So remember, what does the main specially role play large intestine? When the digested food is 100% digested in the stomach and small intestine. Now the large intestine absorb water from that food material, means whatever the waste materials or the food which is not being digested, that thing is sent to the large intestine, and the food which are being absorbed, so after absorbing the amount of water which are left, so that all the things are being sent to the large intestine. As the large intestine absorbs some vitamins and minerals also, now the undigested food which is not being digested in the stomach and small intestine, so this undigested food or waste is stored into the rectum, and then finally it is sent throughout the anus, and the process of removing waste or removing the waste unwanted materials from our body is called defecation. Remember the word defecation. Defecation is the process by which the body removes the waste material through the anus, that is called defecation. Defecation means, you know, when you are going early in the morning in the watch, no, that the process when you are removing your waste material from your body is called defecation. Okay, now the next topic is transport and assimilation of digested food. Now how this transportation occur and how do digestion occur in our body? The digested food enters the blood in the small intestine, and this is carried throughout the body through the bloodstream. Means after the food is being digested, it has been converted into the blood, and then it is being transported to each and every part of the body. The digested food material is used by body in many ways. You know, when the food is 100% digested, then it can be used in the different ways. First point I am telling you, glucose is used to get energy through the process of respiration. This occurs in the cell of the body. Glucose, C6H12O6. Whenever any food material is there, especially when we are doing the respiration process, inhaling, after inhaling the air goes and the food breaks down and converts into the glucose. The especially first is glucose is used to get energy through the process of respiration. This occurs in the cells of our body. Second point, the simpler substances that we get when fats are digested or stored in the body are also used as a source of energy. Whenever the fat containing substance is stored in our body, sometimes that fat containing food or digested food is also used as a source of energy. When we require more energy, that time we will see, yes, this fat containing substance can give you the instant energy. Okay, third one, the simpler substance that we get, fats are digested, are stored in the body and also used as a source of energy. Means remember, whatever the things we are being digested like fats, minerals, carbohydrate, protein, so that is especially used as a source of energy. And the simpler substances that we get when proteins are broken down and used for growth, repair to make new materials like proteins and hormones. Yes, whenever you are getting any scratch in your body or anywhere it is harmed, blood has came out, so that time to repair our body structure or new cells, to generate a new cells, that time these proteins are being used. So proteins are also called cell building. Okay, now the last topic is nutrition in ruminants. What do you understand about the ruminants? Have you ever seen a cow, goat, or buffalo? You may have seen. So these cow, goats are the examples of animals called ruminants. Ruminants are animals. Ruminants are animals that bring the food from the stomach back. You may have seen also some of the animals are sitting down and chewing the food for continuously for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes also. So ruminants are the animals that bring the food from the stomach back into their mouth for chewing, like sheep, deer, giraffe, cow, buffalo, and other examples of ruminants. Ruminants are herbivorous, but they do not have a capacity to digest cellulose. Remember, ruminants are herbivorous, but they do not have the capacity to digest cellulose. What is cellulose? If anybody will ask you, a complex of carbohydrate found in the specially plants. So the plants are specially or special way of digesting the plant material. Whenever you will see herbivorous animals are there, cow, deer, goat, buffalo, anybody is eating the green plants. So green plants contain cellulose, grass contains cellulose. So when they are taking, they can't digest after, as we are taking food and we are digesting, we are not taking back. So what happens, these animals bring that food back into the lungs and then they are chewing again the food and then they again digest that food. So ruminants are herbivorous, they do not have a capacity to digest cellulose. A complex of carbohydrate that is found into the plants are called cellulose. So they have a special way of digestion to the plant material. Ruminants have 4 stomachs, as I have written also, rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. They are having 4 stomachs. When the cattle eat, food is chewed and swallowed quickly, it enters into the, yes, remember. First part, the rumen, when any herbivorous animals eat any green plants, so after eating the green plants, it is being sent to the rumen. When the microorganism helps this food to break down into the small pieces, and now this digested food is called cud. Now what happens, this cud enters into the second stomach called reticulum. After the breaking down of food, as some of the bacteria also have, some microorganism helps to break down the food, and it enters into the second stomach called reticulum. As it enters into the reticulum, now after reticulum, it is again sent back to the mouth. So when this sent third stomach, omasum, after the food has been chewed again, after chewing the food from the reticulum, it has been sent into the food, mouth item. So now it has been sent to the third stomach called omasum. After the food has been chewed again and food enters into the obamasum, that is abomasum, it is the fourth stomach of the reticulum. So when it is absorbed, the omasum and digestive juices secretes into the fourth stomach, and this, the abomasum, is the true stomach where the food of digestion takes place. Remember, dear student, what happened? All these 4 stomachs plays an important role in the ruminants, especially for the animals when they can't digest automatically. First they come into the rumen, then they goes to the reticulum. After being again they bring back the lump in their mouth, they chew the food, then they send to the omasum, and the last is abomasum. Abomasum, the true stomach to digest the food for the ruminants. So as we have seen, the digested food enters into the intestine, further digestion takes place to the small intestine and absorbed it. You will see they are also having the small intestine and large intestine. After the small intestine have digested the food, they send to the large intestine. The large intestine take the undigested food and excrete it through the anus. So this was our chapter number 2, nutrition in animals. We have seen how the nutrition is being taken through the amoeba, through the human beings, and through the especially animals. So the main role is to understand in this chapter is how human beings take food, and after taking the food, all that fat process, how it occurs into the body. I hope all of you have understand. If you have not understood, then again repeat the video, see from the beginning all the 4 parts, first, second, third and fourth parts. If you are watching very properly, I hope all of you will understand. And by mistake, if you have not understood, then drop your doubts into the comment box so I can help you that which topic you have not understood. I can help you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Share this video with your friends. Do doubts to your comments. Do drop your doubts into the comment box section. Thanks for watching. You can take a screenshot of this book. Thank you.